Welcome to the Four Corners series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we are picking up on the 15th of July 1908, and the harvest is just about to start, which is going to be the focus of this video, well, besides trying to get some buildings finished. But before that, as usual, a big thank you for your comments and feedback. And what can I say? I had so many comments that gave me food for thought for this series, and quite a few bits of very useful advice as well. And what I've done is I've grouped the different comments into three sections, and what I'm going to do is talk about them, but I could honestly do a whole hour video just on your comments, guys. And what I want to start with is a comment where somebody asked about the availability of vehicles. And that is a big issue with very early starts. In fact, up until about 1920-21, you're totally dependent on wagons. And then what happens in 1921, you start to get normal trucks start to appear. But there's two things you do need to remember about the trucks that arrive. One, some of them aren't much faster or have much greater capacity than the wagons themselves. And also, a lot of them have very limited lifespans. So what you need to be aware of is that a truck that arrives, say, in 1931 may only be around for 3 or 4 years. One point you do need to consider. Another point which comes from my own personal test play is the fact that a lot of the early truck mods are actually based in the West and primarily US, which can cause a problem if you want to do a strictly Soviet playthrough. What I would argue from a role-playing perspective is that in the early 1900s, Russia was, I think, the 4th or 5th largest economy in the world. There were strong links between Russia and the US. So from a role-playing perspective, you can argue that you can use your dollars to import some American vehicles in at that time. So that's something that's worth considering. Just to finish off this section, I want to talk about something else that came out of my test play. That is distance travel. Now, one thing you're going to encounter right up until possibly the 1940s, even 50s, the speed and carry capacity of trucks is going to be a big limiting factor. So, for example, I've got coal up there and probably more importantly, oil. Even though you can say, well, that's not very far, I can run a truck out there. But if you've got wagons and they're only doing 20, 30, 40 kilometers an hour, it's going to be a very slow process. So what I found, and I have to admit, this test play was using unlimited money, was railways. And I think that reflects the time as well, because up until, well, you can almost say the 1950s, most heavy transport was done by rail. In fact, even during the First and Second World War, most of the armies went to war by rail. They didn't actually jump in trucks or aircraft. Therefore, though it may seem inconsistent, that what you really need to think about when you're starting out is rail. Now, the first rail trains won't appear until, I think it's the mid-1920s anyway, but it's something you need to build towards. And I think that is probably enough on vehicles. Now, the next thing I'm going to move on to is I had a couple of comments about the mods I'm using. And what I've done is I've started to put together a collection associated with this map, which is Four Corners 1908. And the game plan going forward is that as I use mods in the series, I will add them to the collection. Now, the collection I've done so far is up to date with the mods that I've got, except for two exceptions. One is this asphalt plant, because I can't actually find the mod that it's associated with. I'm pretty sure it's part of a mod that's got several buildings in. And if I come in here, I think it's this one here. You can see its actual name is in the Cyrillic alphabet, and I've got no idea what that actually means. But I haven't been able to find the mod that's associated with, and I've been through my mod list and there is no mod that's got that Cyrillic name in it. I've checked, so I'm assuming that it is part of a collection of buildings in one mod. If anyone knows what that mod actually is, feel free to put it in the comments. And the other one I've got a problem with is here, this wood cutting post. I can't seem to find this wood cutting post as well. But I'm hoping that once it's actually built, I can see what it actually looks like, because one of the problems I've had with these actual mods is actually trying to work out what they actually look like. And I think that was a problem I've got here with this fire station, because someone asked me which mod this fire station was from, and I'm pretty sure it's from the pack wooden buildings, but until I actually get it built and I can't see what it looks like, I can't confirm that. And one thing I will say is that the collection is going to get really big throughout this series. So what I've decided is once we get to the 1920s and I start bringing in other vehicle mods, what I'll do is I'll create a second collection that will be purely vehicles. So the idea is going forward, one will be all the buildings, one will be all the vehicles, and hopefully it is going to work. Now, the next comment I got was related to history, and it was a very interesting comment. I won't say exactly what the comment was about, but it made me think a little bit of another dimension to this series. So what I'm going to do is, as the dates move forward, when we get to certain key historical dates, what I will do is I will mix in a little bit of history, and probably the one that comes to mind that might come up immediately, although I won't guarantee it, will be the assassination of the Archduke in Sarajevo, which was the trigger for the First World War. I think it actually happened somewhere around June or July. I can't remember exactly. I'd have to look it up. But so what I want to do going forward with this series is when certain key events start, it won't be me just saying, oh, the First World War started, the Second World War. I just want to talk about some of the events in history, but having said that, it's not going to be a detailed history lesson, so don't go running for the hills thinking he's going to I'm going to give you a lecture in history. But I think it'd just be an interesting element, especially as the fact that I intend to role play this through historical events. So moving on to the last part is a very useful tip someone pointed out, that with these wagons, that they're both very slow and they have very limited capacities. They only got 3 tons of gravel, so I need to manage the transport system a lot more with relation to getting things done. And our first real test is going to be our actual harvest here. Kind of do a little bit with my test plane. This is the reason why these silos are so close, but what I'm hoping is to get about 20 odd tons from here. But we're going to have to go through a phase where we're going to probably have to do a lot of micro. I think we've now got to the point where I can unpause. Now, based on that comment, I've kind of reappraised my constructions, and what I'm going to do is stop this and stop this, because what we really need to get built is this. This has to be the priority. The other thing I wouldn't mind getting built also is the fire station, because I'm getting a bit twitchy, and that because it's occurred to me that when we go into winter, these buildings are going to produce pollution, so we're really going to need to get the happiness and possibly even the health up before we get into the depths of winter. So that is going to be the issue. So what we've got to do now is just keep an eye on these fields. There's something I do want to do, and I can't remember what it is. Okay, let me just check all related vehicles. What's this? Yeah, I've got my truck here. What I've done here is I put a truck in to deliver wood to here, so that we can start using the crops in here. So hopefully what we'll do is get this running. In fact, I can speed the game up a bit, because the pace of this game is quite slow. Now, another thing I need to consider is we need to get a constant supply of bricks in here. So what I'm going to do is just increase the amount of bricks. Just push that back up again. And I think I've got 2 trucks delivering boards at the moment. Right, I need to intercept you. And, oops, we don't need that. We need to put you onto there. And I want you to unload bricks, because we need bricks flowing into here, because we got quite a lot of bricks, but we need 33 tons of bricks. As pointed out, we need to get this going. How much do you want in the way of boards? You need 13 tons of boards. You just need concrete and gravel. And how many tons of boards do you need? We're going to need about 21 tons of boards in here, but we got 6 at the moment. Right, we're getting very, very close now to here. And what I need to do now is round up the vehicles that are... Where are you? And I think you're going there. I wonder which ones of these is going to be the first ones of these to kind of start going. I think we'll start with you. and we're going to leave you on the silo, and we're going to drop the North Cape trading like that, remove that, and what I want you to do is pick up from the small field 6. Now the other thing I want to do is we're going to increase this so that this truck empties. Okay, I've got you. And what I'm going to do is put you on this field, and I want this short distance here to pick up the crops from here. So unloading that silo, you're going to pick up on that silo, and then we're going to get rid of the close. That's you set up. And what we'll do is we'll just reduce this down a smidge. Whoops. Electronics, I want you down to about 2.6. Who is delivering? I want the truck that's delivering the mechanical components. Where are you? Where are you? Right, we need to keep an eye on you. Because we need you to come into here. I think I've already got the food truck doing something, but we're just going to pick you up at the moment. So you're over here. Okay. I think I've got a covered hole here, which I think we're going to start by be great. Oh, okay. These are started picking up. So you're going to go there. Release you. So we got these two being picked up. I don't think these are full-sized fields either, so it's going to be a bit of an issue there. Well, what we got here. I've had this with this bitumen plant before. It's down to the fact that I've turned that off. He's kind of blocking our progress there. So you need to get that going. Okay, what's the... You're a little bit full, aren't you? I think we're going to change you actually. Just pause the game. I think we'll put you onto there so you can deliver directly to the... And we'll just remove that because you're a little bit too full. And where are you? Oh, I don't really want to throw that away. You're worth 1,600. Then again, yeah, okay, we're gonna have to trash that. And then you've got. So we're going to put you onto there. You're going to pick up crops, and you're going to deliver to there. And we're just going to remove you. Really hated having to throw that. So you're picking the crops up here. You should pick up that crops there. Got a vehicle in there. These guys haven't started yet. Right, these are dumpers. We got no gravel here. What's up with the... See, I'm very reluctant to just buy a fleet of trucks because I don't know whether I'm going to need them, and also where are we going to store them. I think this one should be okay. We can get that fire station built quite quickly, but this is the building I really want built. Well, we'll take the sports ground as well. That's quite straightforward. It's this one that we need built. So we're just got to keep pushing this along the best we can. What should we doing here? 6.2 tons in there. Let me just have a quick look at the vehicles. Right, looks like we've got 4 covered wagons here delivering here. I mean, do we have a covered wagon associated with the... No. Okay. I'm getting a bit twitchy. I think I'm going to buy another one. So we're going to buy another covered wagon. I mean, I'd like to get the maximum I can out of this. I think we can put you on that field and you can deliver to there. So you can pick up there. And need to keep an eye on this one so that make sure that this doesn't run out. So we've got harvesting in progress. Also population. We've got 142 at the moment, so the population is falling. And this is what's making me a bit worried about the winter. But if we don't get this happiness up, we could have a bit of a problem. And couple that with the fire. As I say, I think it was a bit of a mistake starting to build these, because these are really production buildings. We need to get the bare essentials up and running at the moment. We've got 3 people in there. We can get that, just that little bit of gravel done. We've got the wood coming in. Got 9 tons there. How much wood do you need? Apologies that this is going to consist of quite a lot of just looking at things and trying to work out what's going on, plus keeping an eye on our farms here. I don't really want this to pile up too much because of the limitations with the trucks. But, so you should pick up 3 tons there. And as I say, what I'm gambling is this short distance here. It kind of disappears into the trees. Because what I'd like to do is actually manufacture my own wagons up here. So that's the reason why I haven't really brought in any combines. And of course, we haven't got a farm either. And of course, another main concern is power. But what I want to see is the results of this harvest, and then possibly putting in, and say, a water mill down here. Because we're going to need to power it out this way. Let's just have a quick look at that while I'm thinking about it. See, what I'd like is the water mill to be somewhere around there, so that it will cover the quarry and also the gravel production building there. This guy's, I think we're increase him to 10 tons because I think you need 33 tons. So if you're not dropping off, then you're wasting fuel and time. And this field's nearly finished. This one's nearly finished as well. You. This is another factor, because the workforce is so low. These fields aren't being harvested particularly that quickly either. Where are you? Oh, you need to fuel up. Okay. You've got no transport. You've got vehicles here picking up. So things are going pretty well on this side. This side, I think we've nearly finished with the workforce. How are we doing here? We need some boards and some concrete in here. I got a problem with the concrete. Let's just have a look. I mean, we've got 15 tons of boards there. We just need someone to deliver them. What was it? We've got a steel truck here. It's just probably that they don't need it. Yeah, we need the concrete as opposed to the boards. And you're probably delivering the concrete over here, aren't you? Again, one of the problems is that the amount of concrete that's carried is just so small. Look, if you think here, look, he's picking up 0.54 of a ton of concrete, and then what he's doing is taking that all the way over to somewhere. It'd be nice if you're dropping this off here. There's a little bit of a tight turn there, isn't there? Okay, let's just keep an eye on the fields. Right. Looks like this guy is finished. Where are you? Let's pause. Yeah, so you're finished as well. Wow. We got 29 tons in there. Not really getting the tonnage that I was hoping for. You can go there. I'll put you onto there. Move you and you. And which one are you? Yeah, you're here. Okay. Right. What we need is you. Ah, I've lost him. Okay. Yeah, we're not getting the productivity off the fields, are we? I think we're put you onto there. Oops, no. We still got 41 tons in here, so there's no point delivering these crops to there. Right, you finished. Where are you? Yeah, you're there. And you're not delivering either. Wow. I think we're... No, I think we're... Put you on for field 4. And we'll put you into there. Yeah, I was hoping to get a little bit more from this than we get. We've got 8 tons here, but of course the food will be consumed here. I think we're just I'd like to push that up a little bit. I think the next covered hole that becomes available, we're putting back on the clothes route, because it's, yeah, you're finished as well. So where are you? Where are you? There. You? Yep. Right. You're gonna go back to supplying clothes as well. We're gonna put you there. Pick up clothes. Wait until unloaded. Cancel you. Cancel you. Double check. Wait until unloaded. Nope. Didn't click it. That means that we should be able to supply the clothes here. Right, let me just check here. I mean, the wood is holding up quite good, but you've got to remember that we're using each day 0.4 tons of wood. So theoretically, the wagon that's delivering to here should be able to keep up with that, because I don't think it takes 6 days to go out here, get some wood and come back. And of course, eventually, once we got this built, we'll be able to get wood from this area, and of course we'll get more wood from up here. But my main concern is this. I want this built. So concrete, yeah. And I suppose you want concrete as well, yeah. Now I could buy another concrete vehicles, but maybe that might be a good idea, because it's just picking up such small amounts of concrete. So I think we're by no, not that concrete mixer, and we'll just assign you to the. I mean, I've got a feeling that what I'm gonna have to do eventually here is actually build another construction office, because we're going, or a vehicle depot over here to store spare vehicles, I think. Right, this guy is that's 7, put you on 4. You can just disappear. You can just work your way down here like that. The other thing I'm also thinking about is the fact that this may not work that well in the winter. So what I was looking at just before I started is, if we come to here, sports playground. Got my favourite building here, the athletics club. Problem is, where can I fit it in? Can we get it? Just go on this corner here. So we're going to drop that in there. Well, we're not going to build it. I just want it placed, ready to go forward. Who we got here? Yeah, it's the concrete that's the problem. We've got 1.1 tons of concrete. Come on, game, you can do it. And just make sure that concrete plant is fully stocked. There he goes. He picks up his 0.54. Did he pick up anything? Picked up 0.05 tons of concrete. Well, he's sending it to here, which in some ways isn't too bad, because I would like to get this fire station done, because I think I'm pushing my luck a little bit with respect to but we're going to get a fire. Let me just check the population. The population is still falling. We're still kind of getting the odd escapees, which is understandable because, well, they don't like us. 31 tons in there. Got 41 tons in there. Let's check these fields, make sure that we've got no more associated vehicles with them. I must admit, a little bit disappointing. We've got 29 tons. We used to get about 20 tons from a small field, and technically I entered 2 fields into here, which is what, 15 tons. I think it's down to the fact that these aren't full-size fields. It's just a bit of a pain, but so these guys are in here. We got 31 tons into there, 16 tons into there. Where are you going? Oh, you're the log guy. Come on. We need 1.8 tons of gravel in here to get this finished. And over here, I think I'm going to suspend you for the moment. I think you're splitting the concrete load at the moment. I think if I can get one of these, this or this built, then this shouldn't take long, because all it needs is 1.1 tons of concrete. You can see that it's made a lot of progress, but this is not the priority building. This is the priority building. We really need this finished before winter, and at the moment it's painful. What we need is we only need 0.44 tons of concrete. If we can get the concrete delivered, it's gonna then I can activate the sports field and the fire station. No, technically these don't need it, but I would like to, although you don't need the gravel. What else do you need? You need boards. You need 10 tons of boards, but you need boards and you need boards. And what I need to do is make sure that that is full. We've got 24 tons of boards in here. What have you just delivered? Another tiny smidgen of concrete. Oh, I just love you, game. So we're just gonna have to let this run. We'll just keep an eye on. So these guys are queuing up to pick all these lovely crops up. Of course, the process is a little bit slow because of the workforce. I think we're gonna get whatever these fields were gonna produce, but I don't think it's going to be fantastic, to be honest. And you're going to come up here. In theory, you should drop off another 3 tons. Why didn't you drop off? And what happened to them then? Maybe they're going straight into here. We cannot export any food. What? I mean, that didn't increase. You are meant to be unloading, aren't you? Or is it just the amounts that we're dropping off are just so small that it just doesn't have any impact? So let me just see. You've got 17 tons there, 29 tons there. We got 2.78 tons in there. Right, let's just see where these crops are going. Yeah, the crops are going into the bakehouse, with a little bit being pushed over to here. So we got a little bit into there, but we got some crops into there. That's what's happening. And of course we got this little 17 tons here. Because what I could then again, I mean, what I could have done is maybe we'll just kind of increase that a smidge, make a few more. These are nearly finished. Got this guy here, and what we'll do is once one of these is finished, you need to go back on the mechanical components now. Not that I need them, actually, but we're going to put you there, and you're going to wait until unloaded, and then we'll just remove these. I don't want all these covered holes just wandering around the map. Now you've just dropped off the last of that, so you're now empty. I think what we'll do is we'll send. I think we need a covered hole in here, don't we? Pretty sure. So you need to get back here. Yeah, we've got 2 concrete, 2 dumpers, and an open hole. Probably do another open hole actually. Although strictly speaking, yeah, I think we're getting another open hole to try and speed up the process a little bit. We're kind of starting to shape the profile of our construction office here. We've got 1 slot left. There's a little bit misleading there, but no, we got not 1 slot, because that's it, it's full. We got here, right, we need board deliveries now. Yeah, I think you'll find that the only open hole at the moment we've got is delivering boards over there, which is okay, but I think I just need, whoops, a touch of the spinning. So what we need now is a little bit of steel, 30 tons of bricks and 10 tons of boards. Wow. And we're on the 15th of September at the moment. And hopefully this guy will go in. How many tons of, got 21 tons there. You're going to deliver 3 tons of boards there, so that will get the fire station underway. And of course, we should get somebody delivering bricks as well now. I suppose what this is these guys are going to work until boards runs out, and then it's going to go and deliver some boards, because what is probably over here... No. You need bricks and boards. Okay. And you just need concrete. Right, I think we can put... You don't need concrete, do you? No. So what we can do now is put this back on. Because all you need is concrete to finish. Because you've got the gravel. You just need 1.1 tons of concrete. And that will get that done. And we've only got the one concrete mixer going up and doing that. So we need now is 6.7 tons of boards. My roads are a little bit squiggly, aren't they? There should be another 3 tons of boards, yes. So we need 2 more deliveries of boards here, and we've got the boards for it, so we're good. The bricks are flowing across quite nicely. How's the population? Apologies for checking the population regularly, because you can see it's falling, and it wouldn't take the slightest mistake and this population will go through the basement, and I'll have to buy some new residents. I have to pretend that they've all been sent into exile to repopulate the village, because we are literally on the thinnest of wafers at the moment with this workforce and the population. And I must admit, I'm looking forward to the new GUI that should be out fairly soon, because in the last community update, which was 32, the devs said that they plan to release the GUI interface updates in the next couple of weeks. I think it would be really helpful to be able to see exactly what the population is doing. Yeah. Yeah. So what we got here? Okay, we got some people sat here doing nothing. Do you have anyone? No. Okay, so your job is to go back to importing crops from there and dropping them off here and unload. Wait till and we'll just remove you and remove you, and your job is to keep this full. And then what are you doing? Nothing. I think, yeah. I put a covered hole into here. Let me just check. Horse, concrete. Yeah, we got a covered hole in there, so I think what we're going to do is just send you to depot for the moment until probably next summer. No point in you running up and down trying to deliver things which aren't necessarily required. So we need 1 more delivery to get the fire station working. I think we're going to rename you New Hope. Call you fire on, because eventually I'm going to probably build a second fire station, so I want to know the difference between them. Let's get you built. Oh, delivery please. Oh, this is the ultimate micromanagement. Oh, look at that. We've got our tennis court here. What do we need for the athletics club? Yeah, bricks and boards. I think that is a little bit too much. We need the bricks and boards to go into here. Once that is done, maybe we can get the athletics club built as well. I think that will give us our best possible shot to get through the winter, because the problem we're going to have is pollution. And oh, we need the doctor's surgery as well. You need concrete and gravel. Okay. I think we'll get you on there. But one thing I am going to do is reduce this. I don't want any workers in there. Normally this isn't something I use, but I've got a feeling I'm going to be using it quite a lot in this series. And as far as I know, if you reduce this to 0, what happens is new workers won't come in. What they will do is focus on the areas where it is actually needed. Well, that's the theory anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, we got a couple of workers in here. What should happen now, yeah, we don't know workers or mechanisms, but what we should get is the deliveries. With this level of building, we do need to get this kind of up and running. Getting a little bit of concrete coming in here. We can get the concrete and asphalt and everything delivered here. This would be really great. It'd be fantastic to get this set up. So we've actually got some concrete and asphalt. What we need now is the gravel. Go on, guys. Where's my gravel, guys? Shouldn't need to develop here. What are we doing here? So we've now got the boards delivered. Now we've got the painful process of getting some workers on site and getting those done as well. Actually, I'm just thinking, this didn't work, did it? So we've got to be honest, it didn't work that well. So I think what I'm going to do is demolish you and demolish you. Just come here and here. And I think I can get, let's say if we put a medium field in, say something, you need to put it as close to there because we're going to need the workers to walk into it. I'd like to get it in as close as I can get it, isn't it? And maybe if I tilt it a little bit that way. Okay, let me just get that in there. Got workers to there, and then if I get rid of this, actually how big is this field? 1.57 hectares. It's a little bit bigger than before. I'll just take out that and that. Come here. I'm not going to go for a big field. I think the big field will be a little bit crazy. Oh, come on. You can do it, game. Okay, we have to possibly space this out a little bit like that. Because we know that that road connection there will, the workers can get there. Actually, that leaves a little bit of a gap here for a possible road, doesn't it? If I put in the power plant, I'm going to put a windmill in. Not windmill, watermill, actually, sorry, apologies. How far over can I get this for it? Bombs. It's about there. I think if I can get that, say, that a little bit closer. So we got that there. If I get rid of this field and just get rid of that little bit of road there. What I'm hoping is that if I say I put a mud footpath up to about there, will workers get to the yes, great. Actually, I've just thought of a job for my you come there, load and unload there. I just might as well bring the crops up here because I've got a feeling that these fields might not be needed, so, and this silo may not be needed, so what I'll do is I'll knock that silo down and we might be able to get another medium field in here. In fact, I just had a thought. If I trim this, oops, what happened there? Okay. If I trim this road back a little bit and put you across the back like that, and kind of hook you up there, and then can I get a third medium field? Too much stones. Well, that's a bit annoying. I'm not exactly too sure what. Oh, there's stone there, isn't it? So if I get, say if I can get this filled in, yeah, say about there, and then we'll hook up you to there, and then yeah, so you can walk through there. We get, well, there's a, this is all connected up, but we might better get a small footpath through there. And what we'll have up here is 3 medium fields, which means I can junk these, which are classified in the fader section. Oops, sorry about that. And we'll just take that out. Take that out. Right, we've now got a fire station. Now, I'm pretty sure that is the pack wooden fire station. But what's one thing we're going to need to do is get a fire truck. What they, how? Oops, sorry about this. We're going to come in here, fire truck. We're going to get here. You can see the top speed is 22 kilometers an hour, which is, I think it's actually faster than the thing, but we're just going to send you there. I think the best way to describe the fire service at this point in the game is it's a bit of a Hail Mary service, in the sense that it should be able to cover the key buildings. So we're now down to 10 tons of bricks. Yes. How's the population? We've got unemployed workers 27, but we should get some workers in here now. Of course, another big issue we're going to get is the power supply, so we are going to need to get this online as well. Just thinking, athletics club, no. How many jobs have you got now? So you're working on the doctor's office. I'd like to get, right, you've got the base construction there. You need concrete and gravel, so you don't need concrete anymore. Right, let me just, I'd like to get this water mill up and running as well. I will be adding the water mill and the athletics club to the collection. Hopefully I'll remember to do it before this video is actually released. I think we're now in a little bit of just watch and wait type situation here, and just seeing how things are going. How's the happiness? So yeah, it says 9 workers without jobs, electronics, sport. I'm kind of half tempted to possibly get some meat production in. Actually, could we get some meat production in over here? Let me just see. It'd be factories. Would it be factory? We'd have to build it's a cattle field, isn't it? We'd have to put in, what's this needed? This needs cement and gravel. Can't even find the road. I think this is too big, isn't it? We'd have to put in a small cattle field here. What does this produce? This is 0.5 that can store yeah, but you can't store in there. Say for argument's sake I put this in here like that. Kind of, my instinct is to go something like that, slightly angled. I don't really want to go into the trees. So say for argument's sake, it seems to be okay with being able to overlap. Same time, I don't really want to close off this area here because we may have to put power lines in. I think I'm just going to drop you in, say about there, like that, and then we're going to put a little bit of a link road through there. That should leave a little bit of space there, and I've got to remember now what I need for, oops, factory. I've got to remember what this is, what the building it's called now. It's a relatively new mod, Spoke House. There we are. So what we can do, what do we need for the smokehouse? So if I could get the smokehouse on this corner here, like that. Of course, we're going to have to build these factory connections. It won't produce a vast amount of meat, but what we might be able to do is possibly when this is empty, we might be able to put a second field on this side so that we can get, I mean, all I'm really interested in is getting enough meat in so that we can make the population happy, because I think that is the key factor. As you can see, it's really low. Let me just come in here. Got a heating problem. I think this is a bit of a bug because I don't think this ever shows that it has a heating problem. It just thinks it's got a heating problem. Yeah, these were definitely a mistake, I think. So I think the build order is going to be the doctors, well, get this finished, doctors, power, meat production, and then we'll start thinking about getting some producing boards. Because what I'd like to do is get the board production going so that we can make some money. And of course we need to make gravel as well. We can't make gravel until we got the power over here. And of course we have to think a little bit about some form of grid, although I'm not exactly sure how I can get that to work, because I think probably to start with what we're gonna have to do is like have these localized sources of power, and then eventually we'll have to modernize the city later on and put in a proper power grid. Because I'm kind of let me just check something. Power plants, yeah, these need a little bit of electronics. The sport isn't having that much impact on there. It still says 13 citizens. I am wondering whether we need this, but I don't really want to build it unless I have to. Not at the moment anyway. I don't think it's really a thing. I think what we'll do is we'll just reduce that down. I can't afford to have too many people in these buildings because, say, we're down to 113 now. I'm just wondering whether I should be getting some new immigrants in, because I'd like them to be, if I'm going to bring new immigrants in, I would like to get them in and settle before the cold of winter comes in. You've got 53, you've got 29. I think we're going to bring in, we're going to invite another 20 in. See, we got, this is where the pollution starts. It could be a bit of a problem. What we might have to do is stop this if this doesn't get enough bricks. So this only needs another 3 tons of bricks. Go on, game. You can do it. It's got no workers. That's because I disabled him. This is what I was saying, is that you can get the delivery in, but not actually get any workers. And what I want to do is get the workers totally focused on that. I don't want to split them. A heating problem. Yeah, thank you game for the reminder. Yeah, this needs concrete, gravel and asphalt, but I think they're still delivering the concrete to here. So once the concrete's been delivered to here, then what we'll do is we'll start building this field here so that we can get a little bit of a meat supply going. Now with these factory connections, they're going to be a bit tricky to build. So what I might be doing is using trucks to move the stuff around, especially like up here to begin with. But we'll just have to see. So we're kind of out of bricks at the moment. Yeah, we need 1.4 tons of bricks. Come on, game. You can do it. Are you delivering bricks? Yep. We've got 2.4 tons of bricks coming in on this one. I'm aware that the video is going on a little bit longer than it should be. Let me just check. Yeah, I'm just coming up for the hour for this video. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get one more load of bricks delivered, and then that's where I'm going to call it, because that gets this into its final phase. And then what we'll do is we'll go into the winter with our fingers crossed and see what we can do. So what we got in here, we got 51 tons of crops in there. We got another 19 in there. I think we can get through the winter with food wise. The real problem is going to be cold, pollution and low happiness. So we're going to get escapees. See, we've had 17 escapees. This is the problem when you bring people in from the outside, that they're not happy with what's going on. Right, so we've now got to the point where we kind of getting our workers in here. So what we're going to do now effectively is get through 187 days and get that built. It's not going to deliver this until we got through this construction site. I think what we're going to do is just kind of get a few workers in here to get it moving forward. But what I want to do is increase this. I want the main focus to be on here, because that's the thing that we do need to build. I mean, down here, I don't want any workers down here, please. You know, wasting my effort. You just deliver the goods for the groundworks. The A1 priority is up here. I think this is where I'm going to leave it, because effectively we're now playing a waiting game. What I'll do is I'll play on to the end of November, and we'll pick up the next part in the beginning of December 1908. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.